Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here once again with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Has and always will be a staple of my channel. Always will be is kind of tough to say. I hope so. I hope I'm always doing StarCraft. I don't know what form it's going to be, but I love commentating this game so much. But enough about me, let's talk about this game. Today we will be watching a game between EG DeMusliM and MVP TAiLS. This is going to be a Terran versus Protoss. DeMusliM versus TAiLS here on the map Antigua Shipyard. And normally I'm starting games off with a little bit of player information, but instead of that today, I think most of you probably know if you're watching this. I'm assuming you've been a fan of StarCraft long enough to know who DeMusliM and TAiLS are. So, I want to start this game off with a question. With the upcoming StarCraft 2 expansion, Heart of the Swarm, which, I don't know, maybe really late 2012, early to mid 2013, assuming it's going to be somewhere in that range. What are you guys looking forward to the most with that expansion? What changes that have been announced so far? Of course, things can alter and things can go a little differently than what we have most recently been told. I know that at MLG we got a bunch of new announcements in terms of what's going to be available. There were a few things added and removed again and all sorts of weird stuff like the Thor. The Thor was supposed to be changed, but now it's back to its normal old self, and Mothership Core was added for Protoss, a whole bunch of stuff. So anyways, of all these new announcements, what are you guys looking forward to the most? Tell me what race you play and tell me what with that race you're looking forward to. And if neither of those things are the case, if you don't really play the game and you just watch it, what do you look forward to watching with the upcoming changes? Obviously, new pro strategies are going to be so exciting to watch, and playing the ladder is probably going to be reinvigorating with a whole bunch of new units, people trying out new tactics. It's going to be a blast, honestly. So excited for it. But anyways, enough talk about Heart of the Swarm. Let's talk about this game, shall we? Looking pretty standard so far here for both players. TAiLS still on the base, hasn't done any scouting yet. We got DeMusliM moving with that cross-positional scout. We'll be spotting TAiLS in just a moment. Now, take a look over here. No refinery yet, so we'll be seeing an expansion from DeMusliM as he's saving up his resources now, close to 400. We'll be placing that command center right there. SCV scout spots everything in the main base of TAiLS. Nothing too concerning going on at the moment. Just a one-gate Cybernex core coming through. Now we do have that Zealot moving out here for TAiLS, and he will be pushing towards the natural expansion of DeMusliM. Concern right now is that DeMusliM just sitting with his one Marine. There you go, bunker coming out, and with this he should be all set from any aggression. The only real worry is if we got a Stalker joining here, the Stalker could completely bypass over here and start to harass this resource line. But I think by that point, DeMusliM should have enough to be able to threaten with his units and not need the bunker so much. So, looks to be pretty decent positioning. Sometimes you'll see it just right here by the ramp. But right up here, right next to abutting that command center, really isn't the worst of things. And that bunker comes up just in time as his Zealot makes its way towards the expansion. But he gets what he needs. He got the scouting, he spotted the expansion building, he spotted that bunker, so now he knows exactly what he's up against. And we can see TAiLS himself has come out with an expansion of his own. Nexus placed right there at the natural. Cybernex core finished now, coming out with that warp gate research. At least 1, 2 more gateways coming out. Will there be a fourth? Wouldn't expect there to be, but that's certainly possible. There's not going to be a fourth, just sitting with these 3 gateways. Now it is quite possible that we'll be seeing some 3-gate pressure here from TAiLS. That is certainly very effective, moving out with 3-gate pressure while you expand. Back over here for DeMusliM, second racks in play, both of which will be sitting with attachments. We get a reactor coming through here and a tech lab right there. So just going to be sticking with this bio early on, not teching up fast or anything crazy like that. Coming out with some Marauders here. Probably going to expect some research, either concussive shell or just go straight to stim pack, one or the other. SCV scout now moving out for DeMusliM. Now notice how he's completely avoiding the center of the map because he knows TAiLS has it at the moment. Speaking of TAiLS, take a look at this, guys. Proxy pylon forward placement there for TAiLS implies we're seeing a push. Oh boy, DeMusliM scouts the warping in stalkers. He scouts the warping in stalkers from the high ground of TAiLS. He knows the push is coming. Here comes a second bunker. We also got a supply depot being placed down, making it a little more difficult for the Zealots to get up on that bunker. Oh man, DeMusliM with the perfect timed scout there. Spots the warping in units of TAiLS and now is going to be fully prepared for this push. And you can see right now this bunker a little bit closer to the edge to deal with the Stalker harass that I said could be a problem from this position. Very strong push. The bunker has finished. Here comes the mass repairs. There are the force fields, though. Is he going to bust it? Yeah, he gets it. Gets the bunker, forcing these SCVs back. And this is going to force DeMusliM to engage now, because he's going to have to be stopping mining over here because the stalkers are out of range of that bunker. This is the problem. This is hilarious. No, I did not pre-screen this game. I never do that because I think it makes for boring commentary. But it's just unbelievable. You mean, you look at that. You look at that bunker placement. You say, look at this possible weakness over here, and it is exactly what TAiLS exploited here in this push. This is obviously setting back DeMusliM tremendously, as he cannot mine at his natural expansion. We got full free mining here from TAiLS. He is all set now. DeMusliM over time, he's just going to get more and more Marauders out and eventually be too threatening for TAiLS to deal with. So TAiLS is going to be forced back eventually, and we might even be getting to that point at this moment. But still really unbelievable, and you know, kudos to TAiLS. TAiLS even getting the supply depot kill. Supply blocking DeMusliM right now, forcing him to come out with 2 depots to keep pace, and that has got to be frustrating. Let's take a look at these resources lost. TAiLS is actually behind right now, but even though he's behind in resources lost, keep in mind all of that mining downtime that DeMusliM had to deal with. The fact that he lost a supply depot and had to rebuild one. Yes, we got a pylon being killed, but that certainly was a beneficial push there for TAiLS. Did a great job of really hindering that early economy there for DeMusliM. All the meanwhile here, DeMusliM was working his way up to a starport. We do have those double medevacs coming out. Interested to see that this factory isn't actually scouting, because that's basically what you typically will see there with that. Also have a robotics over here for TAiLS. TAiLS with the Twilight Council coming out with that blink research. A couple more gateways being built right now as well. So we'll be going blink stalkers there. And we do have an observer coming through. There is already one in play, and that's making its way towards the main base right now of DeMusliM. He's going to be scouting that reactor starport, so now he knows double medevacs are on the way. First pair is already in play, and we've got some bio moving across the map now. This Zealot will scout this movement. I don't even need the Zealot for that. TAiLS losing the pylon, scouts what's coming. Why is he not pushing back with the Zealot, though? That's the question. There you go. Stimpack research is finished. Level 1 weapons coming through, and the combat shield. This is so standard here, though. You see that early bio, and then basically the second 2 medevacs come into play. You'll see that Terran player push in TvP. Just because before Colossus and before High Templar, bio is really strong against these basic gateway mix of units. But TAiLS might be sitting with a few too many there. As you can see, that has forced DeMusliM back. It's just going to sit at the center of the map right now. No dropping or anything like that going on. TAiLS with the observer over here looking for that. Oh, medevac gets caught out of position. Blink stalkers snipe it down. Ouch. That hurt. That hurt indeed there for DeMusliM. Got a few sentries in the mix. Not enough energy yet for a guardian shield, but he can place a few force fields. Letting those zealots get within range. High ground advantage to DeMusliM. A little bit too threatening there for TAiLS. Forces him back. Observer placement here to spot if any drops come through. Medevacs continue to dance. Again, blink stalkers snipe the medevac. Excellent. Excellent there by TAiLS. TAiLS doing a decent job. He's kept this push at bay. We saw that early aggression. Transitioning right now into High Templar. Templar archives coming through. Charge Zealot research also coming out. A couple of stalkers and zealots will be sitting here in the main to deal with the threat of a drop. At the same time, we do have TAiLS preparing to move into his 3rd base. Probably going to expect a command center somewhere. No command center yet. Don't have a 3rd command center yet here from DeMusliM. He's just continuing to churn off of 2 bases. Moving with his bio. Vision of the high ground from the medevacs allows him to snipe off that pylon. Should be able to get that one as well. Yeah, there it is. It's that 2nd pylon. The forces now moving down here for TAiLS. Needs to be careful. Going to lose these stalkers. Blinks back. Lost 1 though. Taking a look over here, want to see if he's got any drops. No, nothing going on. Forces the cancel there at the 3rd. And he's now going to kind of pin TAiLS back into these 2 bases. Now, TAiLS does have that Templar archives in play. No Archons or High Templar yet, though. Interestingly enough. A few more Zealots coming through. Archon would not be bad right now. Again, he doesn't have the Sonic Storm research, so High Templar is kind of pointless. But coming out with some Archons wouldn't be the worst of things. The bio is going to stem forward, and And just a little bit of dance here between these two players. DeMusliM's going to be hard-pressed to actually engage here because of the threat of force fields on this ramp. But that doesn't mean he can't dance back and forth, and dance he will. More bio and medevacs joining the fun over here. TAiLS decides it's time to push, places up the Guardian Shield, charge Zealots swooping around that bio. DeMusliM is, of course, going to stim and kite here. That scoot and shoot, which can be so effective even against charge Zealots. Fortunately, though, DeMusliM lost all but one of his medevacs there. Zealots really softened up right now. Some nice force fields. Let the Zealots catch up to that weekend bio in the front line. DeMusliM doesn't have much healing power left anymore. It's going to put him in a tight spot, forcing him back. One reinforcement Marine, that's not enough. Got a few more over here. 2 more medevacs also in play. And that's going to be likely enough for him to turn around and engage here. There it is. Oh no, the Blink Stalker's taking out those 2 medevacs there. That's painful.
Armed and ready.
Armed and ready, he says. All right, we do have a third coming out here for DeMusliM. Turning that into an orbital command right now. More and more bio coming out. I'd like to take a look at the upgrades. He has done the 1-1. But that's it, not working up to 2-2 yet. He does need the armory for that. You can take a look at here. Armory required, which he is building at the moment. Third base also coming out here for TAiLS. So both players, looks like they're just pulling back right now. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, this is dangerous. What are you doing? Oh, DeMusliM, please wake up. DeMusliM, please wake up and pull back with these medevacs. I am terrified that you're going to lose those. That's just so many resources. Holy crap. Are you serious, DeMusliM? DeMusliM! Oh my god, that is painful to see. Absolutely painful. What the heck? Obviously just had those rallied and wasn't paying attention. And as a result, just lost a bunch of resources. And speaking of resources lost, let's take a look here. 5,800 as opposed to 6,600. With DeMusliM a little bit ahead there. Or rather behind, because he has more, is what I meant to say. Now with Charge Zealots in play, finally starting to see some Archons come through. And also, we do have the 3-3 upgrades coming out with DeMusliM now just starting his 2-2. So that gives a little advantage there to DeMusliM in terms of those upgrades, which of course gives that advantage to TAiLS in terms of those upgrades, which of course makes things a little bit difficult for DeMusliM. Though I don't know that TAiLS, I mean, he looks prepared to push here, but is he really in that position? A few more High Templar coming out. Still no Psionic Storm research, so those are going straight to Archons. And actually a Ghost Academy is now just finishing here for DeMusliM, so we're going to start to see a few Ghosts come through. And of course, those are used for EMP and the Snipe. Medevac moving down. That has been scouted though. The Blink Stalkers again, just tearing through the medevacs this game. TAiLS has been so effective with those Blink Stalkers at sniping down medevacs. That is just terrifying. Just absolutely terrible for DeMusliM. How much he has lost because of that. 3 bunkers coming down. Now DeMusliM did scan the center of the map, spotted TAiLS force, and I guess he realized or decided that, hey, I'm a little bit worried about that. Lots of Charged Zealots in the mix, so let's come out with a few bunkers. So DeMusliM looks pretty set to turtle up for at least a short while as he continues to work up his bio force. And we're starting to get near supply cap here for both of these players. Both sitting at 127 or 129 now for DeMusliM Army supply. You can see almost supply capped here, TAiLS, and DeMusliM is a little bit behind, but getting his way there as well. Bunkers very close to finishing, and TAiLS says, okay, I'll just avoid those. Break down the rocks, give that threat of being able to push up in that position. Could see a few Zealots stream up there a little bit later. Now again, we do have this pylon right here, so we could warp in some Zealots at any point, just push up here while some huge engagements going on. We got a few Zealots moving in there at the same time, push coming in this direction. Here we go. Big engagement. No, pulls back. Lets the Zealots go in and do some work. So threatening there at the front, allowing the Zealots to do work there, and still continues to threaten to push this front. Oh, that's very nice. Here it comes. TAiLS has killed off 12 workers so far. 2 bunkers gone. DeMusliM managing to save the rest of the SCVs over there, but here are a few more warp-in Zealots as expected from that pylon position. Still no effective drops here from DeMusliM this game. He tried over here. That got picked off by some Blink Stalkers. And we got TAiLS pinning DeMusliM back right now. Blink Stalkers with vision of the high ground there from the observer. Go up right into the main. Stimmed up bio. It's going to converge here on the center. Here comes the Storm. There it is. Storm on all the bio, but there's a lot of bio. Archons with the Guardian Shield protection there from the Sentries doing some damage. Not enough, though. The Archon coming through here. Not sure what he's going to do. Blink Stalker still wreaking havoc in the main. DeMusliM hasn't decided not to deal with this. Just attacking with some SCVs. Got some ghosts, but those are terrible against that. Also, Zealots pushed up in this position. Killed off a ton of workers. Now, 41 workers killed for TAiLS. DeMusliM deciding just to counterattack. Lifting off a few of his barracks. Stalkers going to destroy the rest of what's in the main because there's no more production coming out here from DeMusliM. Here comes the counterattack. Big Storm. Doing a bit of damage, but there are a ton of medevacs here, so they're going to heal back up. Stalkers still doing damage over here. Zealots has forced a lift off of this expansion. This expansion is gone with DeMuslim's counterattack taking out one base now as he prepares to make his way towards this expansion. We got a High Templar on the high ground. There's Ghost, EMPs, and Snipes going to be critical here. There's the Storm. He's going to pull back. More Storms getting placed down. More Storms. Bio needs to try to make sure it's not clumped up. A few more Zealots coming in. And Blink Stalkers come from the backside and mop up the rest of what DeMusliM has. DeMusliM is now out of an army. Lifts off a few. Blink Stalkers take out another medevac. It's like the story of this game. So Stalkers continue to do damage over here. We do have some idle Zealots that could be doing damage, but they are not. Also, Cloak Research coming out for the Ghost. There's just a few Ghosts left. DeMusliM is just, he's not giving up, man. He says, I am staying in this game. Flansive Barracks over here, huh? I got some resources left, why not? Now, one good thing for DeMusliM is that TAiLS is close to mined out here. His main base is pretty much mined out, and he's got very few resources in this position. So he's going to come out with a few more Marines. We get the Stalker still doing damage over here. Observer spotting the new base of DeMusliM. Let's see if he decides to move out. Yeah, you know, it wouldn't be too bad, though, to just prioritize this expansion that DeMuslim's coming out with right now, because if he can get this up and running, he is sitting pretty. There are also a lot of medevacs in play. Cloak is also done. Something else to keep in mind. It's an Archon in the center of the map. EMP plus the DPS from those Marines. Take care of that. Expansion over here for DeMusliM. And we got the Zealot doing some work over in this position. Stalker still doing damage over here. This is just hilarious. So what we're going to see here from TAiLS is he will get up this expansion. He will saturate that immediately. Let's take a look at the worker count. 26 probes as opposed to 5 SCVs. That's, of course, a problem. But DeMusliM, at the same time, with a very strong mineral economy. Look at that. Oh, it's because he's transferring over probes right now. Very strong mineral economy from all of those mules. Oh, mules, how OP you are. Scream YouTubers in the comment section below. Yeah, I know. I can predict it. One Marine scouting up in this position. Should be able to take out that probe. DeMusliM, again, refusing to give up. There was an EMP there, which exposed the Observer and allowed DeMusliM to take that out. We still have an Observer spotting this expansion. Still have Stalkers doing damage over here. Observer chilling out over here. Zealot doing damage over here. And again, DeMusliM just refuses to actually push towards us to take these out because he is so focused on defending this base right now. Nothing but Marines is what we're seeing, though, here from DeMusliM. TAiLS now with a solid economy going. We'll start finally getting some more warp-ins in. Still does need, let's get these Vespene geysers running, so I guess as a result he's decided not to place any assimilators down over there. This engineering bay, just about gone. Moves on to the reactor and the starport, preventing any more production of those double medevacs. And DeMusliM, after working up a hefty Marine army with a few ghosts, 3 ghosts there, decides to mobilize now towards the center of the map. He's got so many medevacs. Scary thing, though, is that here come the Colossus. Now, once Colossus come into play, DeMusliM is in a heap of trouble. So if he's going to push, it has to be now. Oh! There's the Storm. We saw the feedback there on that Ghost. DeMusliM has got to... just taking splash damage there from the storm. And all that's happening right now is TAiLS is just buying himself time for those first 2 Colossus to come through, and as soon as that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if DeMusliM just GG'd as soon as he sees it. Also surprised that DeMusliM didn't lift off that starport, or lifting off this factory, or I guess he doesn't need to lift off that yet. Expansion for DeMusliM coming down over here. Those first 2 Colossus, I guess one of them are in play. No, yeah, there's 2. There's 2 there with more coming through. And this is where it's really, really bad for DeMusliM. Just sitting with Marines now. It's just got Marines and medevacs. This is not going to be pretty here for all these Marines. It's slaughter. It's not even fair. It is not even close. Goodbye, Marine Army. Death to Colossus. DeMusliM calls the GG, and that does it. What an interesting game. And that'll do it for today's StarCraft 2 commentary, guys. Thank you so much for watching this game between DeMusliM and TAiLS. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, if you like the commentary, please subscribe to the channel. Keep watching and keep owning.